You so much for watching. Thanks for being part of our group and part of our classes. We're so excited to have you here. We have Mr. Kurt Mortensen in the house. We're going to be talking with Kurt right now about how to make more money. Now, step number 6 is to add real estate and business. Now, many of you in step 1 have a job and business, but we want to put this on autopilot. We want it to go to the next step. So that's the crucial part of that. So let's bring Kurt on out. We're going to be talking about the Start Now program, which is all part of the Academy for Creative Enterprise. And just go to the-academy.com or .org. I'm not sure which one it is. And you can follow what they do, but that's how you'd make more money. And you can also go to courses, go to our courses menu, and then you can pull it down. You can actually earn money by going through the rest of these classes. So Kurt, take it away. Thank you so much for being with us.
Great. This is Start Now. This is lesson 10. This is the details where some of you really thrive on the details and some entrepreneurs just don't like the details. They just like to do the fun stuff. Maybe they like to talk to people. Maybe they like to build. Maybe they like to sell. Maybe they like to be creative. But you need to do all of the above as an entrepreneur as you grow your income generating activity. Then as you grow, you can hire other people that could do it better than you, or you can hire people that can do things that you don't want to do. But for now, you probably have to do everything. So let's get into the GEM model, the GEM in business. Every income generating activity in business goes through gathering, enhancing, and marketing phases. That's GEM. GEM, gathering, enhancing, marketing. There are different expenses that come at different stages of the IGA process. Some of the expenses have to do with collecting materials, while others have to do with either preparing the products to be sold or the actual selling of the product. This is because there's a process to business that goes through the different stages of the GEM model. The G in the model stands for gathering. This encompasses all the activities the owner does to acquire raw materials, the products that will be sold, the location the products will be sold at, material will be added to the products, etc. In the gathering stage, it's important to negotiate the very best prices. Just imagine if the men from the melon story could buy the melons for 75 cents a piece rather than $1. They could earn 25% more profit per melon by still selling them for $1. The E in the model stands for enhancing. Enhancing is increasing the value of the products in some way. The increase in value in the melon story is simply transporting them to the customer. In other cases, enhancing will be things like cooking raw ingredients to make delicious food, repairing old machines, molding metal into shape for mechanical pieces, or stocking something like hardware items. Whatever it is, the enhancing stage is where we improve the value of the items so that we can sell them for more money. This includes all the activities relating to selling the item to our customers. Often, this is the stage where we will get income. However, our profit can be increased if we minimize expenses in the gathering and enhancing stages as well. You see, they all go together. We're gathering, we're enhancing, we're marketing, we're gathering more, we're enhancing, we're marketing better. They all go together. That all equals profit. If we negotiate low prices in the gathering stage and minimize costs during the enhancing stage, and then we simply charge what the market will bear during the marketing stage, we will make a significant profit, sometimes without even needing a large markup. Just think, if the men could buy the melons for 75 cents, sell them for $1.25 each, and reduce enhancing costs to almost nothing, how much more money they would make at the end of the day if they made 3 trips that each sold 100 melons. So that's going to be part of your homework, thinking about ways to reduce prices, to do better negotiation, to understand marketing, the prices the market will bear, how can you do things a little bit different, what are the additional problems that you can solve. Now let's focus a little bit on the marketing side. We've got the gathering, enhancing, and marketing. We've talked about a little bit of each of these, but the marketing, this is where you're getting people to purchase. They're saying yes, you're persuading them. What can you do to increase that? You're not just sitting on the side of the road trying to sell mangoes. You're not just sitting at home, hopefully somebody knocks at your door. You're not sitting on your phone, hopefully somebody calls you. You're not sitting on the internet hoping somebody comes to your website. So what are some things you can do? Just general free or maybe low-cost things you can do. Word of mouth. Talk to your customers, have them talk to other people, encourage them to talk to other people, have loyalty programs, whatever you need to do. Can you reward somebody for referring new buyers? Can you give them something free, something extra? That's simple to do, very low cost, and many times free. Then social media. Depending on your country, there are certain social media apps that are more popular. Leverage those platforms, post certain things. You can boost sales. You can let people know where you are, new items, contests, and it's just ways for you to engage with customers and potential customers. And when customers do come, develop strong relationships. Build the trust. Have regular interactions. Get to know them. Remember their names if you can. That builds loyalty and that builds referrals. Another thing you can do, depending where you're at, more payment options. Can you take mobile payments? Is it appropriate to take credit cards? Is it appropriate to? There's a lot of different options here with different type of payment systems. Depending on your country, this can attract more customers. The easier you make it for them to purchase, the more they will purchase. Maybe there's some type of joint venture or collaboration you can do with other people locally, local businesses, partnerships. Maybe they can let you do business outside their store, inside their store. As long as it doesn't compete, it's complementary. I mean, if you have baked goods, you go to a local coffee shop and you can go inside, or you could have them purchase your pastries. You could be outside, get permission, offer discounts to customers who purchase both. Think big, think different. Who could you joint venture with? Again, this is someone you're not competing with. This is somebody you're collaborating with. It's a win-win for both of you. What about flyers or posters or handouts to advertise your products or services? You can go to local markets, malls, high traffic areas, and if that's within the law. We always know that promotions, discounts, sales, loyalty programs can create urgencies, and customers feel like they're getting a good deal, and they feel more inclined to return for repeat purchases. Buy one, get one free. Sales should make you more money. You're discounting. You're like, wait a minute, I'm making less money, but you're selling more. The sales should increase your profit. Now, for some of you, free samples, demonstrations, free estimate, free trial, anything you can do to get people to start trying it, to start doing it, to get involved, that proves your worth, that you have a good product, service, you're trustworthy, you do a good job. Depending where you're at, that's your goal, that's what you want to do. If it's fruit by the side of the road, it might be a sample. If you're selling skincare, give them a free bottle of lotion and let them apply it. If it's a membership website, maybe they can try it for 30 days. Depending on what you're doing, there's a variety of things that can happen. So think about it. Be creative, adapt to where you are, focus on your marketing because that's what's selling your product. And then we're talking about measuring your success. Thomas S. Mortensen said, when performance is measured, performance improves. When performance is measured and reported, the rate of the improvement accelerates. Meaning you have to measure everything. You have to keep track of every number. And when you do, your performance improves. And when you report it to somebody else, maybe somebody else that's helping you or somebody in your family, then it accelerates. So let's talk about, again, those details. Income statements. Income statements are a critical financial record that shows expenses, income, and profits. Our main objective for this lesson will use income statements to measure the performance of their income-generating activities, enabling you to increase the growth and profitability of the operation. So we have to learn and memorize the structure of an income statement, explore how an income statement will benefit your business, your income-generating activity. We're going to practice creating an income statement and actually have a handout to calculate the break-even point and use income statements to examine principles for increasing profits. A tool that we use to understand our business is an income statement. Simply put, an income statement is a financial record. It is an easy way of listing income, expenses, and profit. It's basically a financial snapshot of what's happening in your business right now. And that snapshot is a picture of how your business is performing during a specific period of time. It is a record we should create at least monthly. Many small business operators feel that their business is too small for them to create an income statement. However, every business needs an income statement no matter how small it is. In fact, if we think that our business is too small to require us to create an income statement, then it will likely remain that small and never grow like we want it to. Our income statement should include the following information about our businesses. Income. This is the money coming into the business from selling products or services. Number 2, expenses, or cost of goods sold. This lists all the costs associated with developing a product or service through the gathering, enhancing stages. For example, if running a farm, there would be costs such as seed, fertilizer, water, pesticides, labor. That's the cost of the employees, food for the animals that work on the farm, or fuel for the vehicles, rent for the farm, etc. Number 3, gross profit. This is the amount of money that is left after the above expenses are paid. Subtracting expenses from the income gives gross profit. 4, operating expenses. Additional costs that are not directly related to producing the goods or service, such as interest paid for money borrowed or salary paid for yourself on a regular basis. The farm owner or operator. Number 5, net profit or loss if you're losing money. This number is calculated by subtracting operating costs from gross profit. As we see, an income statement should show both gross profit and net profit. Remember, the gross profit does not include money spent on operating costs or taxes. As business owners, we ultimately want to see our net profit increase, which may come from increasing income or decreasing your expenses and/or operating expenses. Using the same easy format for our income statements will help us master the process of making a statement. An income statement should be on a single piece of paper. At the top of the paper should be the following 3 things. The title of the report, income statement. Number 2, the name of your business. And number 3, the time period covered by the income statement. Listing those 3 items at the top of our income statements helps us keep organized. Then after creating the heading for the paper, we should list all the 5 points in Concept 1 and order down the page. Listing those 3 items at the top of our income statements helps us keep organized. Then after creating the heading for the paper, we should list all 5 points we've just talked about in Concept 1 and order down the page. So let's look at this example. Income statement from John's Farm, January 1st to January 31st. You can insert the current year. Take a look at the income. We have the wheat harvest income at $7,000. Rice harvest income at $15,000. So total income $22,000. All right, so you got $22,000 coming in. Let's see what's going out. That's your expenses. Seed cost was $4,000. Fertilizer cost was minus $1,500. Machine rental cost minus $1,500. Labor cost minus $5,000. Expenses is $12,000. So gross profit, $22,000 minus $12,000. So your gross profit, total profit, is $10,000. But there are a few more things that we need to take care of. There's a loan interest to be paid. That's minus $1,000. Salary paid to himself, that's $6,000. So your operating expenses was $7,000. So your net profit is $3,000. At first, we may feel it requires too much time and effort to create an income statement, so we wonder why we should bother with it at all. However, the benefits of an income statement are well worth the effort. Here are some ways an income statement can benefit our income-generating activity, our business. Number 1, by creating an income statement, we better understand our businesses. The creation and review of the income statement will help us understand how profit is created and why minimizing expenses at the same time as increasing income will result in greater profit. Number 2, creating an income statement clearly shows us how much money we are making or losing. Number 3, having an income statement will likely help us get a better loan if we need to borrow money, as it will be impressive to the lender. As our businesses grow, we may need to go to a formal bank to borrow money too. The banker will require an income statement. Also, if we ever want to have a business partner, then we likely need an income statement. So 4, having an income statement will allow us to compare expenses and income from month to month, helping us see what we can further do to minimize expenses and maximize income. This will only be possible if we know the income and expenses of our businesses every month, which comes when we create an income statement. So I hope you start seeing how an income statement is going to help you grow your income generating activity. So you see all the benefits. The only difficulty here is maybe your mindset about it and setting a little time every day, every week, every month to make and update your income statement. Here's something you can create. You can look at the handout to get to our break-even point. So step 1, calculate cost per unit. Find your cost per unit of your product, listing out the cost of the materials needed to make one batch. Then divide this number by the units in that batch. These are called costs. You spend 80 pesos on materials that will make 10 tortas. How much does it cost to make one torta? That would be 8 pesos. So fill that out. Know exactly what it costs per unit you're selling. Look at all the materials needed to make it, all the expenses that you have, and figure out what your costs are. Because then you can know what to sell it for. And that's step 2. Determine your sales price unit of your product or service. Hint, sell what the market will buy. For example, other tortas sell for 18 pesos, but yours have better ingredients. There's your other hint. Differentiate your product. Are you better? Are you faster? Are you bigger? Do you offer more service? Do they taste better? Do you deliver them? How can you differentiate your product? As you do so, you can adjust your sales price. So you decide your tortas have better ingredients, taste better, so people are willing to pay more. You decide to sell your tortas for 20 pesos a piece. Step 3, calculate your unit margin. This is how much profit you will make from the sale of one unit. So that sales price minus cost per unit equals your unit margin. So here's your example. You're selling a torta for 20 pesos, cost you 8 pesos, you're making 12 pesos per torta. And if you're feeling you're not making enough profits or your costs are too high, you can adjust these around and see the profit you want to make. Step 4, determine your total monthly expenses. These are the things that you have to pay for regardless of how many units you sell. Rent, utilities, gas, salaries. Then divide by 30, the number of days, to get an average daily expense. For example, rent plus utilities plus gas, your minimum wage salary, equals 2,000 pesos total expenses. So over 30 days, that's 66.66 pesos in daily expenses. So figure that out. Step 5, calculate your daily break-even point. This is how many units you have to sell for your business to be profitable. Round up to the nearest whole number. So we talked about 66.66 average daily expenses. 12 pesos of unit margins equals 5.55. Divided by 12 pesos of unit margins equals 5.55 pesos. Therefore, we're rounding it up. You need to sell 6 tortas per day to break even. This means that to make a profit every day, you have to sell more than your daily break-even point every day. So the 2 key points from today is looking at your gem model, your gathering. Can you negotiate a cheaper price? Will they be open for you to pay them in 30 days? Then you're enhancing, you're making it better, taste better, delivering it, solving a different problem, adding a special value, and then you're marketing it based on what the market can bear. Doesn't matter if you think it's worth 20 pesos. If the market thinks it's worth 10, you've got to either do more enhancing or better marketing, letting people know that it's worth 20 pesos. But if the market's not going to bear it, you have to sell it at 10 pesos and figure out how to reduce your gathering and enhancing expenses. So that's your homework. What do you need to do in each stage of the GEM model for your income generating activity to make sure you're going to have a profit? And then once you have those numbers, I want you to start to create your income statement. If you don't have all the numbers now, get the numbers that you have and be able to understand and explain gross profit, net profit, as well as expenses and operating expenses. I know these are the details. Again, some of you thrive on these. Some of you are like, well, I'm not big enough. I'll do it later. This is important. This is the snapshot. If this is your picture of your success, this is how you grow and understand the numbers. Every business, no matter what size, needs an income statement. We tell you a story about a group of nomads. They're out in the desert, right? On the camels, riding around, and all of a sudden this bright light in the sky, this spiritual being appears, and they're excited to hear this incredible news, what they should do, and they were told, hey, pick up all the pebbles that you can and put them into your saddlebags. This is the key to your success. This is what you need to do. And this being disappeared, and they started to mumble, they're like, really? Pebbles? We're picking up rocks? We're putting those into our saddlebags? Really? They were expecting some majestic, some big thing that they needed to do, some special talent, some special skill, some special secret, but they're like, no, just put the pebbles in your bag. And, some picked up as many as they could, some picked up a few, some like, whatever, I'm not doing anything. And they rode into their next camp, and they spent the night, and the next day they opened their saddlebags, and all the pebbles, all the rocks they had picked up had turned to gold. Now, of course, the ones that picked up as much as they could were happier than ever. There were those that picked up a few. They're like, oh, I should have picked up more. And then there were those who didn't do anything. And they were very disappointed. It was such a simple thing that they could do to increase their income. And the reason I tell you this is a simple thing, but this is the thing that makes a difference. These are the secrets. These are the fundamentals. These are the things that will make a difference. So the worst thing you do is like, oh, that's nice. That's for other people. No, this is what business owners do. This is how you grow your income generating activity. So do the homework, put the pebbles in your saddlebag, and we'll see you. And then get ready for the next lesson.
Thanks, Kurt. And what's amazing is that you've heard some new terms like an income statement. Well, guess what an income statement is? It's the 5 steps. Step number 1 is to make more money. That's your income. That's your top of we call that top line revenue. So what's at the very top of your sheet is your income. Then what are your expenses? Well, if you give money away, that's part of an expense. So any of the charity you give is part of that. And number 5, where are you spending your money? That's what makes up an income statement. A cash flow statement is very similar. It's all 5 of them because it's showing where your cash is literally going to. But an income statement's step number 1, basically, and step number 5. A net worth statement is really what's your assets, which happens to be your automatically investing. What are your assets? Well, you've got some investment accounts. You got some money in number 5 into your savings account. And really, it's number 6. What real estate do I own? What are the businesses that I own? That's really all part of your net worth. And of course, number 7 is the same thing. Do I have other investment accounts and things like that? So the simplicity is that there's income statements and there's balance sheets. The reason you create an income statement is that we want to turn this into money. We want to turn this into math. We want to make math decisions. So many people are just running money in and out of their pockets. Well, life's a game and games are fun. Business is a game and games are fun. And this is how we keep track of how well you're doing. So go to those classes. When you go to the courses menu, you can pull that down there and you can earn money just going through the ACE business classes, which we love. It's a wonderful organization. You can go through these classes step by step. You can go through the real estate classes. You can go through the advanced investment classes. You can go through my classes. And you can earn financial rewards because our ultimate goal for you is to start your investment accounts and then start getting in the habit of feeding them. We want you to do the wealth formula.